Colin, from a strategic perspective, there's been growing discussion in the industry about a digital divide in terms of digital transformation generally and AI more particularly. Can you speak to those points a little bit?
Yes, the digital divide is a concept. I think we've all heard the term. I think we may think about it in social terms, but the way we're using that term, and we published a report looking specifically at the digital divide because we've been working for a decade with industrial customers on their digital transformation journey. And so there has been this digitalization effort in the sector, and it's been going on for a number of years. Now, during the pandemic, we saw an acceleration of that. I think all the data from our various surveys showed that there was a doubling down in terms of connecting machines, in applying a broad range of technologies, not just AI, but AI popped to the list. So in our annual survey, AI has been the most impactful technology, helping them with that journey over the last couple of years, and it jumped by 35% in our end of year survey at the end of 2023. So it's, if anything, AI impact has accelerated as part of that journey to digitalization. And what we explored in our report on the application of industrial AI broadly, so the broad set of tools and techniques that we call industrial AI, is we wanted to see specifically, was that widening that digital divide, and maybe I didn't make it clear, that digital divide, we see leaders further along on that journey, the pandemic, those that were ahead, right, before the pandemic were able to go further because they already had digital processes and could do a better job of remotely remote work, and that blend of people that still had to go into the factories but supervising or helping with experts that couldn't go into the factories. So they stretched that lead. Those that doubled down on investments during the pandemic either caught up and became those leaders, or if they were already leaders, kind of widened the gap between them and the mainstream. And so our hypothesis was, surely if you're further ahead on your data digitalization journey, you're probably now going to widen the gap because you can now make faster progress with those industrial AI use cases because you've already got some of the industrial data fabric that is at the core of our model of the impact of people, processes, and technology on industrial use cases. And so the hypothesis was validated, right? What we saw was that across 25 industrial AI use cases that we measured, the leaders were 30 to 40% ahead in their deployment of those use cases. And if we projected where they were going to be, or they projected in effect where they were going to be 3 years out, that lead was going to widen. So in effect, the digital divide hypothesis we validated with data. Now, beyond that, how do you catch up, right? And so I think that's really where we also looked at, well, why were they leaders? It was clear to see they were further ahead in deploying industrial AI use cases, and there were a few things we looked at, like governance was one key differentiator, that the leaders were more likely to have a corporate governance program that had integrated. There was a people approach that was quite different, that really the leaders were also investing in skills. So yes, in recruiting AI talent, but also in investing in AI talent. So they were training their people, they were building up an army, if you like, of data scientists, or I group them together. They may not be industrial grade data scientists who understand both domains, but by getting a mix of people that were being trained in OT and engineering technology, ET, and the IT domain, and recruiting data scientists and mixing and matching, they kind of get that blend. That means you do have industrial grade data scientist capabilities in the organization. So that was another attribute of the leaders. Another was the fact that they were investing in that, whatever you want to say is the mix of things that really makes an industrial data fabric. They said they were focused on ensuring data quality and in data fabric capabilities. So I think those were three of the key attributes that we saw that leaders were doing. So applying AI, but the way they were governing it, the way they were investing in people, and their approach to some specific technology investments like the data fabric and ensuring data quality were some of the ways in which they were widening that gap.